let us arise as your hands and feet, give sight to the blind, reach out to the lost as we arise, we arise.
So, welcome. Hi, Loz. It's so good that you can join me today. It is the day before World Youth Day, so this will go to air tomorrow. Do you do anything? Have you been involved in World Youth Day ever before?
Well, yeah, so I went to my first World Youth Day in 2008 when it was in Sydney.
Great.
And look, it basically changed my life. So, yeah.
So it's an important thing for you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do have a big place in my heart for World Youth Day. Yeah. And then I did go again. When was the Madrid one? The Madrid one. I went there as well.
That was the one after, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Sydney and then Madrid. It's funny, I went to the one before Sydney. I went to Germany in Cologne.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't go to Sydney because I couldn't afford it at the time. I don't know, I was a uni student. So I didn't get...
I actually was too, and I must thank one of my sisters paid for me to go. So I went with my sister Jo, and she paid for me. Yeah. So I'm forever grateful for that.
Sister.
I know. I'm just trying to think if I ever paid her back. Well, I'm not sure.
Look, I'm sure you've paid her back with love. So
yeah, that's right. Love.
Lots of love. But how are you going at the moment?
Look, at the moment, right in this moment, okay, but you know, that changes several times throughout the day where I'll be like calm and fine and then stressing and then anxious and then happy again and then being silly and dancing to silly music and then down in the dumps again. Yeah. It's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it?
So all the feelings, all day.
All of the feelings.
Excellent.
Yeah, all of the time.
So you're fairly normal then, from what I can tell, experiencing all those emotions all at the same time, different times.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
What are you struggling with the most at the moment, do you think?
Well, I'm actually on my annual leave at the moment. So I've had a week inside, like I know many other people have and have had longer as well. And I think, you know, it seems silly to feel bad about missing your holiday, but, you know, I have to cancel all those plans. So that's been hard. I live in quite a small apartment with my sister, a different sister than the one that paid for me to go to World Youth Day. And luckily we get along very well because there's not much room to move here. So yeah, just I guess being stuck in the house is hard and not being able to see the rest of my family too, especially my little nieces who are so cute.
Yeah.
And then like everyone else who's Christian or any other religion, I guess, not being able to go to mass in our places of worship. Oh my gosh, that is so hard.
Yeah.
The first
I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Like no matter what shift I've been working, I've always managed to go to masses every week. Even though I will say it is possible to fall asleep standing up because that's happened to me in mass before after a night shift.
So we should say you're a doctor, so you work quite hard when you're at work. So it's not surprising that you would fall asleep really on your feet.
I mean it's happened more than once, so can clarify that is a possible thing to happen.
So everyone hearing you first, that's a medical opinion there. It is possible, so great.
So not being able to go to mass is so hard. And the first one that I watched online, I've been watching Rob Gallia's, I just cried the whole time, which I didn't expect to, but you know, it's beautiful. And we're so lucky that this is happening in 2020 when we do have the resources, you know, to be able to watch a match online and connect with people like we're connecting right now. I can see your face. But just not being able to have the Eucharist is so hard.
Yeah. I can't even it's been really tough. I've got the opportunity at least to go into the chapel at work when I do go into work. So I get that opportunity, but not
that's nice.
and to still be actively working in a ministry role, I'm finding really, really tough personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
actually just reminded me that I've just started at a new hospital, a month ago. But there's probably a chapel there that might be open.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah,
might have a look.
It's been the thing that I'm only going into work once a week at the moment, but it's just that chance I can just duck in for 5-10 minutes and just be there. But I've also set up my own, just over here, just my own little prayer focus in my office, which has been
that's a great
really
idea.
Great. Actually have a candle going at the moment. That's
a beautiful idea. I might copy that.
Yeah, do, because it's been very important for me to have that.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. A special place.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's helping because I find that I've had to separate where I work from where I do my day-to-day living. That's something that I've been struggling with because I'm working at home. So having that place to pray and that place to work and then that place to relax and that place to sleep as all different places has been really important.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, but what have you been doing to stay positive or to help you with all?
I had a really bad day the other day where I basically felt really lazy all day and I didn't achieve anything, and then I just felt horrible because I didn't do anything that I should have. And then I felt worse, that vicious cycle. So yesterday I actually made a list of things, like to-do list for the day, and there was just silly things like wash my sheets, do the supermarket run, get outside and exercise. And I didn't even finish my list, had too much on there. Just being able to I know aim for the moon to land among the stars and all that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Just having a list to tick things off was actually really good, and I felt so much better yesterday having that and having a bit of structure, which I know everyone says that you should do. I think so structure is good. Having a shower is good. And look, I've put mascara on for this conversation.
And your eyes are popping. It's beautiful.
And I think maybe if you look, self-care stuff, right? You're doing it for yourself. I've also put on some very bright earrings to make me feel better today as well.
I love them. They are my favourite colour.
Hot pink, love it. So I've been doing that, and then I've given myself a little project I've been on my annual leave to send postcards to randoms, just through my Instagram account. And so that's given me something fun to do, and it's a bit random. It's like I'm sending a postcard as close as Bendigo and Melbourne, but there's one going to the UK and there's one going to America.
That's fantastic. Cool. How great is that? I've got to say, I follow you on Instagram, and I'm loving seeing what you're posting every day. It's just so positive and so happy, and every time I see it, it just makes me smile. So thank you.
Oh, that's good, because that's my aim. And obviously I'm posting those things even when I'm feeling terrible. So don't be fooled by my Instagrams and my positive quotes. But that's
sometimes we've just got to. We've got to fool ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's like anyone, lots of Instagram accounts, right? You don't post about the bad things. You just, put all the hearts in. Yeah.
That's so true. Anyway, speaking of sort of Instagram and all those kind of things, they're probably where people are finding their communities at the moment. But I know that you've got a really had a really great experience in 2008. You had World Youth Day, obviously, but you also went to the first Stronger retreat. Can you tell me a little bit, or tell us all a little bit about how important that has been to you since? That was a while ago now.
It was. Oh my goodness, it was 12 years? No.
I know, right? Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like, that's ages ago, but yeah,
Wow.
still impacting you. I can see it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, so that happened shortly after that World Youth Day, where I really had an encounter with Jesus. So I was already feeling on fire and wanting to do something, you know, talk to other people that had been through the same thing. And so, yeah, that first Stronger really solidified that for me, which I'm forever grateful for, because no matter what slump I've been through or difficult time in my life, my faith has not been shaken the whole time. And I think that's a lot to do with the help I got from World Youth Day and Stronger. I'd never really journaled much before Stronger, so that's one thing I learned and is good to do in these times as well, just to get some of those feelings out.
Yep.
And honestly, before World Youth Day and Stronger, I'd hardly read the Bible. Obviously, I listened to it at Mass all the time, but I hadn't really had that connection with it, of it being God's word. So that's another important thing that I've taken away from that. And then I just have some beautiful friends from Stronger who, even when I'm in a cranky pants mood and not feeling anything and not wanting to do anything, they can just cheer me up and give me perspective. Yeah, especially, so one of my best friends, Lauren Hill, am I allowed to say her name? It's Lauren Hill. And if you're lucky enough to know her, well, basically you know a living saint. Like, she is the best.
She's an amazing woman.
She's such a beautiful, holy woman. She's so calming, and yeah, she just sees the world through these beautiful eyes, and she's really good at stopping and listening and trying to discern things, which I quite frankly am terrible at. I'm just like, go, 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 what's the plan? No time to sit and reflect. Or she's really good at that. So yeah, find yourself a Lauren Hill, basically, is what you would like.
It's a shame there's only one of her, but I'm sure there are other people who would be great.
Definitely.
It's just finding that person, isn't it? We all need that person or those people in our lives that can help us stay on track, or just offer us that beautiful word or that calm presence when we're going out of our mind. I know I've got friends like that, and they're so important in my life.
Yeah, definitely, especially because we live in a very secular world. And like, even with my work and things like that, like I don't have many friends who are religious. I've got lots of beautiful friends, but they're just not religious. So having someone to have that connection with is really important, because we're humans, and that's why this whole staying at home and isolation thing is so hard, even though we're safe in our home and there's plenty to do. It's because we're humans, and what we crave and what we need is that connection, right?
Yeah. I've got to say, I understand exactly what you mean about most of my friends are not religious. Some of them might be Catholic, but most of them are definitely not religious at all. And it's challenging. Challenging to just sort of stay connected, because you want to stay, like, they're important to have as well. Those friends are a big part of my life, and they're beautiful. Yeah. They keep me grounded. But people to share to share the love of Jesus, you need someone who really understands where you're coming from. It's really important.
Well, I mean, I think we are lucky enough to have had an encounter with God, and so what we need is other people to help. Like, it's like we've got a fire that occasionally it fizzles out, and you just got a little simmering, burning coal, and you just need those friends to stoke the fire again and get the fire. How is that better?
I love that. Yes, that is now going to be my thing.
If you were talking to Lauren Hill right now, she would have made that sound really nice. But you know what I mean?
What do you mean? It sounded beautiful. It really explained exactly what I was thinking. So thank you. So I wanted to ask you, how are you incorporating prayer into your life at the moment, or in general? Or have you got any recommendations for me, for other people who can be praying at the moment?
Well, I tried a Zoom rosary the other day. Look, it went well, except there was a lot of echoing and it wasn't that smooth, but still we did it. And so I want to try and figure out a way how to make that better and easier to do. I do my lettering, so the fancy schmancy writing, and I find writing like passages or prayers can be really, like I really can focus on it as I'm writing it. So that's something that I do. And I think making sure you do stay connected by going to the online masses is really important.
Yeah.
Although we're not there, we're still there, and it still reminds you that you're part of a bigger something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm finding I'm connecting more with the masses online than I thought I would. In normal times, I probably wouldn't be able to sit through an online mass regularly, but I'm finding really strong connection. Are you predominantly watching Father Rob's masses, or have you tuned in?
Yeah, no, I've been doing those ones.
Yeah.
And actually something I've done before, which I wouldn't usually do before I went to mass, is listen to some worship music as well. Because I guess if you're at home, you might have a few symbols of the church, but not everyone would. So I find that, and that's part of going to mass, is to walking into that special space. And maybe if you don't have time for that, if you don't have room in your house or tiny place to have somewhere that gets you in the zone, I've found some worship music to be helpful.
Yeah.
Get me in the mood,
Yeah. Do you have a little bit of a dance to it, or just have it going on in the
more of a sing.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. When you sing, you pray twice, don't you? So
amen, sister.
I on a Sunday I tend to only listen to praise and worship music, so whatever Christian music. I think that's something that I've set up a little while ago, and it's really helping sort of set Sunday apart for me.
Oh, that's good. Do you stream it, or what? Have you got a playlist set up?
I have just been setting up Spotify for Santos Youth Ministry, but personally I have an iTunes account, and I just sort of I add things regularly. If I like the song, I add it to a playlist, and I've got I'm up to about 5 playlists at the moment for different moods. I've got one that's quite upbeat, one that's a mix of just my favourite songs, one's more reflective, and then there's one playlist that a songs that have touched me, like really. I call it my testimony playlist. It's one of those songs that are written and they're just like they're.
Can you please send me some of your go-to songs?
I can definitely organise that. Are you following Santos Youth Ministry on Instagram, Facebook? Because we're Instagram suggestions every day.
Oh, are you?
We are. Okay. So get on that.
Well, I'm going to look harder. I'm not on Facebook, but I'll be on the gram. So I'll have
Excellent.
a look.
Check it out, because I'm enjoying posting song suggestions. And if you've got any, send them through to me too, because I'll include them in the list.
Well, look, I've just been listening to the classics, I must say.
What's your go-to song at the moment?
Probably Matt Maher, 10,000 Reasons.
Oh, beautiful. Love that. That's always...
me too. Great message.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening, there's still 10,000 reasons for our hearts to sing.
Matt Maher's got a new album out fairly recently, and I'm loving it. There's a song on it called Run to the Father.
Great. I'll have a listen.
Yeah, one of the song suggestions from earlier in the week. But I'm listening to it almost on repeat. It's coming up every day for me. It's just this beautiful, beautiful song. So get on it, listen to it.
Okay, thank you. I will.
Excellent. Okay, so before we wrap up, have you got any other tips or advice, words of wisdom, anything that you'd like to offer to everyone on this World Youth Day?
I don't know if I'm very wise, but I think for us all we need to remember that we're all in this together, and that we're actually not social distancing. I hate that. We're physical distancing. Okay, we should still be connected, even when you don't feel like it, because lots of times I don't feel like calling people, but then after I do, well, I feel much better because I am an extrovert at heart, so I need that connection. So remember, we're not social distancing, we're physical distancing. Get some fresh air if you can. It's so good for you to move around, go for a walk, get some fresh air, even if it's cold, because Melbourne is raining and freezing today, but I'm going to figure out a way to do it. Watch the daily masses. Have a look at your Bible. You never know, you might find something amazing in there.
Yeah, I hear there's some really good parts to the Bible.
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and have, if you've got some spiritual friends, basically my takeaway point is find a Lauren Hill.
Yeah, we all could do with a Lauren Hill in our lives.
Yeah.
I love every time I talk to her, I just walk away feeling better.
Oh, amen. Yeah. And just be kind to each other and be kind to yourself. And if some days you sit on the couch and you just like binge a series of something on Netflix, well, that's just that day. So never mind. This is going to pass. This isn't forever. Yeah.
I think we've got to remember that this is still normal life, and I occasionally have those days in normal life that I don't achieve anything. So
you've been training for this all in your life.
There's an expectation at the moment for us to be ultra productive in our of creativity or socializing or work or study, and I'm trying to remember that it's actually okay not to have those days as well.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And I'm just going to show you this because I've just seen this on my desk. Is it back to front or can you see it?
That's beautiful.
So I think that is like a simple prayer, but how important is that?
That is gorgeous.
Lord, now and forever, no matter what, no matter if we're stuck at home or can't get to church or, if we're going a bit mad with cabin fever. I love that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, I believe you had a saint that you have been turning to occasionally. Did you want to tell us a little bit about your saint that you are spending some time?
Well, I just love Saint Gianna from Italy because she was a paediatrician, and I'm almost a paediatrician, haven't finished my training yet, and a mother and a saint. Like, talk about a high achiever.
How amazing. We don't have many of them, many saints who are mothers, really, when you think about it. And a high achiever in general, a working mother.
Yeah. So especially when I go back to work in a week, just having that cool, saintly, amazing woman with me will be helpful, I hope, because it's a bit stressful there at the moment.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's something I've really been focusing on, is making sure that I am asking for the intercession of the saints, because then I know that when I pray, someone's praying along for me and for all my friends and family as well. So that you've got someone that you can pray to as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Loz, for joining me today. This has been fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. I have. Lovely talking to you. I hope I didn't ramble too much.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm hoping I didn't. I have this little habit. I do talk a little bit, which is so unlike my introverted nature. But when I
you go.
Well, everywhere. So
all
good.
Good.
Very much.
Let us arise, your hands and feet. Give sight to the blind, reach out to the lost as we arise.